Hi, everyone. I wanted to provide a quick overview of Unit 4 for all of you before you get started. And I know it's only Saturday, but with the unit opening, I wanted to provide some information um, before you got started. And I know some of you get started early to use your weekends for homework. So I'm going to jump right in here. So Unit 4, we're in our final unit in terms of coursework for this class. And this is where you will get introduced to your group members and can begin working together. But I'm going to start off here. I'm in Unit 4. First thing that we have for this unit in week 1 of the unit is just a management style discussion. And if you remember, I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. Within the professional practice experience website, if you go to student resources and then you click on the final PPE report instructions, um, remember this management leadership principles section that you have to do. You're going to be conducting an interview in order to determine if somebody's supervisory style is theory Y or theory X. And you'll create an organizational chart, and then you're going to write a little paper about the management functions that that individual performs. Okay. And so that interview, you have to develop 10 interview questions to use that would get at their management style, help you make a determination by their responses would help give you some indication as to what their supervisory style is. Okay. And so this discussion is that. So you guys will all provide a couple questions, and then once the discussion has concluded, I'm going to compile all of those questions into one Google Doc and we'll post it for you guys. So you can draw from everybody's questions if you think that others are good. And so you're going to just pick one of the individuals that you interview. And, if you decide that you all want to do the management style interview on the same person, as a group, I'm fine with that. Others, if you feel that you'd like to each pick one, that's fine as well. Just have to make time for those interview questions during your meetings. Okay. And we'll be getting into that a little bit more later. But next is the etiquette and professionalism videos. While I do not have any points associated with you viewing these, I really am encouraging you to view these. I think that it will get each one will give you insight into what the expectations are from the College of St. Scholastica and me as your instructor, and also the Department of Health Informatics and Information Management. Okay, so please take the time. I tried to keep them fairly short, I believe. So this first one, I should say first two, are part 1 and part 2. These are for students that are going on site. And so for Sammy and Tao, this would be for you. This professional etiquette lecture, this PowerPoint here is just the PowerPoint I use for these videos. Okay. Then scrolling down here, this is for virtual PPs. So for everybody else, I would like you to watch this video. And I'm having a hard time remember how long it is. I feel like it might be 15 minutes. So, and then below that are the Google Slides I used for that presentation. Okay. So please take some time to do that. Lastly, here with this section is a presentation by Kathleen McConnell and Patricia Barr Jernigan. So Kathleen McConnell is actually a lifestyle consultant. She comes in every year and talks with our on-campus traditional students. So her presentation is very much focused on somebody that has really not worked in a professional setting before. And so if that is you, I would encourage you to watch her video. Okay. Patricia Bauer Jernigan, she is I'm not sure of her exact title, but she's the director of coding essentially at Alina for the health system. And so Patricia mainly goes over interviewing, which I thought might be helpful for all of you. In just that she kind of tells her story. She goes into interviewing, how she conducts interviews, what she looks for, those kinds of things. And so for those of you that might be going out um, and interviewing right now, this might be helpful for you. So I just threw it in there. She does kind of talk about a few other things like first impressions and that kind of stuff, but it's good. It's a good video. So I'm going to condense this as I move along here. And here is your group assignment. Below it is the PPE tracking form. So this is, I'll talk about that a little bit more, but I just want to go over that. And then your final assignment is the Unit 4 essay questions. So the other thing is I'm recording this and Eric is kind of working on groups right now and contact information for our mentors. And so I will get that posted in here probably within this same section sometime today. It's Friday right now. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna open up the group assignment and quickly go over that. I'm not gonna read the introduction. I'm not gonna read the objectives, and I'm not gonna read the expectations that we have for you, but I need you to read those, okay? These are the expectations that I have for you and you as a group member, okay? And what I'm expecting of your group, okay? So please read that. Assignment instructions. So this is the good stuff here. All right, sorry, my nose itches. Okay, so so you're going to, as it says here, each student will develop a final PPE report on their own independently. The PPE mentor meetings that your group will hold will allow you to ask the mentor questions about their role, their organization, the content areas related to their role, and address the management and leadership principles component of the final PPE report. Okay? So those are the meetings that you have will help you to address those content areas. Sorry, those area sections of your final PPE report. So this assignment has four deliverables, 2 individual deliverables and 2 group deliverables. The first thing that you're going to do is post your meeting availability in your group's discussion forum. Okay, so this is your availability for your first meeting. So let's just take, for example, next week, you throw out your availability to meet with your group members next week. And so give them times, make sure that you address, your time zone. Some of you are in different states, obviously. And then one of you should pull together a group meeting. Okay. And so that's what this is about, setting up a group meeting. Okay. So once consensus is reached for the meeting date and time, one group member should set up a Zoom meeting. Okay. Then prior to that group meeting, that first meeting that you guys have, I want you all to go back into that discussion. By the way, I have created a discussion forum specific to each group, okay? And while this is new to me because this is Brightspace, I believe when you go into discussions, you're only going to see the group that you are in, that discussion board for that group. You're not able to see any of the other groups. However, I can see all of them. This discussion forum, you guys can use how you want, but you must do these things for sure in there. So then prior to that first group meeting, I would like you to each individually make a post addressing these items, okay? First, you're gonna identify 2 to 4 specific things that you are willing to take responsibility for in your group. Share 3 goals you have for the PPE. These can be pulled from your pre-PPE conference worksheet or any new goals that you have for your PPE. Then develop 4 ground rules that you believe will benefit your group and help you function better as a team/community. Okay. Identify 2 things that you have experienced in groups that you don't want to happen, along with how you think it can be prevented. And then finish these 2 sentences. I function best in groups when, and I really hope our group can. Okay. So do that. Okay. So those are your 2 individual deliverables, just posting your availability and then those pre-PPE meeting or pre-meeting items. Okay. Then the group deliverables. Okay. I want meeting minutes from your first group meeting. And then you're going to develop a group contract as well in that meeting. It might take a couple meetings and that's okay. I'm fine if you want to, submit a couple meeting minutes. Hopefully though, if you all complete your pre-meeting items, that initial group meeting will go pretty fast. Okay. All right. Then for that first group meeting, I want you to use the following here as an agenda. Okay. Start with an icebreaker. All right. Each group member should share a personal goal for the PPE, a professional goal for after graduation, and something peculiar. Okay. Something such as, an interesting hobby or habit. And use that, please, as your introduction to each other. Then identify a recorder. So who's going to document the meeting minutes? The meeting minutes should identify the date of the meeting, who's there, the length of time you spent meeting, and then identify the agenda item, the discussion that you had in conclusion, and if there's any action items, okay? And then you should identify somebody that will write up the group contract, and you can use the template I have below for that, okay? All right, so what you're going to do is first you're going to review the Benedictine values as a group. I want you to keep them in mind as you move through this agenda, but also keep them in mind as you complete this PPE, okay? I want you to discuss your group member responses to the pre-meeting assignment that you shared in the discussion forum. And then identify and document on the contract 5 to 10 ground rules for your group and any other rules or notes that are important to your group. I want you to identify on that contract, and I'll show it to you in a second here, all of the tasks that need to be completed in order to carry out successful PPE mentor meetings, your own group meetings, and then just really anytime you're together, okay? And then identify and document on the contract as a group how you will ensure that all group members' PPE goals can be met. And I haven't met with all of you for your pre-PPE conferences yet, but I've been telling everybody that while this is, a group kind of situation in terms of when you interview these individuals, I still want to make sure that each of you are able to get what you want out of the PPE, okay? So I want you all to be flexible and open and talk about the goals and how you might go about helping to support one another in meeting those goals, okay? So I hope you see that as kind of a fun thing, to help each other out that way. You're all so diverse in terms of your past experiences and education and work and everything. And I think you all have a lot to learn from each other. Okay. So really, I just want this assignment, I believe I have it just set due in 2 weeks. Where did I put that calendar? Let me look at it really quick. Darn it, I think I closed it. I believe it's due the November 1st, this group contract and your meeting minutes, okay? And when you submit that, I have to look and see how I have it set up, but I believe that it's a group assignment and I just need one submission, but maybe we'll get back to you all on that, okay? All right, so here's your group contract. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna copy it, okay? Because this is Google Docs. Some students have questions about this. You just copy this, copy it, okay? And then you're going to do File, New, Document, and then you're gonna paste it, okay? And then what you're gonna do is come up here and you're gonna name it. I'm just calling my sample group contract. And then make sure you set up the sharing functionality so that all of your group members, you can add people right here. So make sure that you add everybody, okay? All right, so that's how you do that. And so this is the group contract. Here's your ground rules. Here are tasks. I denoted up above that these tasks are just things I came up with. They're just kind of to get you guys thinking, okay? And so feel free to delete them, change them, add to them, whatever you want to do. I just threw them in here as to consider some of the things that I want you to look at. And then here's where you document how you'll ensure that each group member's PPE goals are met. Lastly, I have a grading rubric. So the first part of the grading rubric is your individual deliverables, so that you posted your response to um, this is this should be, sorry, I just noted, posted your availability in the discussion forum, your pre-meeting items, and then just also how responsive you are to, your classmates' posts, and just your flexibility as you work with your team members. Okay. And then here's your group deliverables. And then lastly, just kind of overall quality of the work. And so make sure that your meeting minutes and your contract are well organized and free of grammatical errors and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. I've been talking a lot and I've been talking fast. I hope that this little overview gets you guys going. Feel free to start meeting and getting this set up. The main thing here is that also keep in mind is that we're going to finish our coursework November 1st. And then you guys have until Friday, December 18th to finish all of these PPE meetings. Okay. And to finish your project. Okay. I want everything wrapped up by then. So keep that in mind. And Eric and I will be talking projects with you, probably not this week, but probably the last week of class. We are still trying to find a couple projects, and we put out a bunch more feelers again this week and hoping to get some more responses. We really would like to get you each a project that's going to help an organization and be substantial. Okay. All right. I hope you all have a great weekend. Please contact me with any questions. Okay. I am here. This is new for me. This is new for you. And I'm sure that there are going to be things that come up, and don't hesitate to send me an email. Okay. All right. Have a great weekend.